Using an effective strategy to set and accomplish your goals is how you're going to elevate your personal growth and self-development journey immensely. I've created a 12-step guide to help you strategize how to set and achieve your goals on your own time that runs through every single thing that I did when I was trying to accomplish one of my biggest goals in my life. First and foremost, the only thing that is holding you back from achieving your goals is you. Point blank, period. And anything stopping you from full sending your goals is just an excuse. If you have been stuck in this mindset of you're scared to start your goals, or you're afraid that someone's gonna make fun of you, or you just simply don't think that you have the talent or intelligence to do so, I'm here to tell you that you and only you can change the trajectory of your life, and you have the power to make your life your wildest dreams. Stop thinking about well, what if I fail? What if I look bad? What if I mess up in front of everyone and it's so embarrassing? Stop. Shut that down. They are called achievements for a reason. They are called goals for a reason. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Hi, my name is Courtney Liu. I am your personal growth and self-development cheerleader on this corner of the internet, so welcome. One of my biggest goals I have already achieved in my lifetime. I have many more on the horizon. I am looking forward to working towards every single day, but one of my biggest goals in my life that I've had since the time I was like 3 or 4 years old, I have achieved, and I did it by the age of 20 by myself and supported myself through the entire process. I'm gonna teach you the exact strategy that I use so that you can implement it with your goals and achieve all of your wildest dreams. I have always wanted to live in California, literally ever since I was little. My mom grew up here, and I really hadn't been growing up as a teenager or anything. We never took vacations to California, so this was always just like paradise to me for some reason, and I had always wanted to live here and experience life living here. When I decided that I was really going to do it, I set a timeline, I put my head down, and I worked. I made milestones for myself. In order to accomplish this goal, I had to achieve smaller goals to make this bigger goal one that was realistic. Here's the video timeline for today with timestamps of each category so you can refer back to it. Starting off with mindset, mastering your mindset. Your goals have everything to do with your mindset. If you do not have a positive, optimistic mindset, you're missing out on all the opportunities that are flying at you because you're living in a negative, pessimistic mindset. Ask yourself right now, do you have any hesitations towards your goals or your dreams? Do you have any limiting beliefs? And limiting beliefs, I mean, like, there are things that we grew up with that we were just taught the way the world works when that isn't necessarily the case. That is no fault of yours. That is just how we grew up, the environment we grew up in, our parents, our grandparents, and what they spoke to us every single day since we were a baby. That's not our fault. But you do have the power to change those limiting beliefs. It is not going to be easy. You really have to just rewire your brain into thinking that things are a different way. For the sake of this video, we're going to use the example of becoming a cycle instructor as my personal goal that I'm working towards. Now, if I had any hesitations towards this goal, it'd probably be I'm kind of scared about going in front of a class and speaking and elevating someone during their energy. Like, I just don't want to mess that up. I don't want to fumble on my words. I want to make sure that they can feel my gratitude and my positive energy throughout the workout, and I'm a little nervous about doing so. I've never done that before. I need to get out of that pessimistic, negative mindset and change it into a positive one, and think about all the times that I'm really good at talking to people. I connect with people very easily. I am constantly in a good mood to people, and that gravitates and magnetizes them to me. That is a big strength of mine. So using that big strength, I'm going to put that as my mindset of when I am a cycle instructor, I'm going to use that positive energy and excitedness and just overall kindness to elevate the energy in the room, and it's not even going to be a worry to me. Number 2, our second step is becoming a dreamer. I've always personally been a dreamer. You could catch me in my high school classes just dreaming about my life someday, really thinking about how Harry Styles was about to walk through that door and ask me on a date to like ice cream or something when I was 16 years old. I was a huge dreamer, I will admit it. And I still carry that with me today, and I think that's why I have so much like love and light within me. And it's so fun to just think of all of these scenarios of big dreams that I want to accomplish and live through someday. So my biggest advice throughout this whole thing is dream big. And when you're dreaming big, you can realize all of your goals within this big dream. So the way I like to do this is I like to close my eyes and I think about a time in the future when I've accomplished all my goals. Now, what am I wearing? What do I look like? Who's with me? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? How am I feeling? Do this. Question yourself. What do you look like? Who have you become because of you accomplishing all of your dreams? You must have transformed into this light energy of just attracting these amazing opportunities, and that does change a person. So accomplishing a goal is going to transform you into this new and amazing being. So taking note of all of those characteristics and qualifications that you have become within this big dream mindset is key. You can refer back to this at any point. It lives in your brain. And any point you are feeling just a little negative, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling down, get back into that state of like your big dream and look at the big picture, and that is what we are working for. All of your smaller goals are going to align with this big dream. Do not let anybody ever tell you that you are dreaming too big. If I would have listened to that, I would have never moved to LA. I would have gone to school and continued going to school, and I probably would have hated it. Honestly, I was not a fan of it. Do not ever let anyone tell you that you're dreaming too big and those things are impossible for you to do. If I had a dime for every time someone told me that if I move to California, I'm gonna move back immediately and I'm gonna hate it over there, man, I would be rich. I would be rich. And it would be nice, but I would be rich. And at the end of the day, that person is just mad because they didn't achieve the goals that they wanted to in their lifetime. And so if that person is still in your life, please just refer them to this video, because I would like to help them achieve their goals as well. And if they're gonna continue to sit in that pessimistic mindset, then I'm gonna give you a big, because don't ever let your own insecurities affect anybody else's life. Keep that in the back of your head. Now it's time to do some research on your goals, because now we've dreamed big. We wanna break down those dreams into smaller goals that we can accomplish in order to align with this big goal dream that we have. Now we need to do some research. Using the cycling reference again, break down everything I know about becoming a cycling instructor so that I can use those as small milestones to achieving the goal of becoming the cycle instructor. So first and foremost, I'm gonna do a little Google research and look up where can I be a cycling instructor at? Well, there's places like Equinox or Cycle Bar or Soul Cycle, or there's other small cycle studios. Okay, so that's something I need to keep in mind. Do I need to have these certifications? Yes, I have to have a cycling certification. Well, how do I get my cycling certification? I get it through a cycling company. Schwinn's is a great one. I'm gonna buy my cycling certificate training. I'm gonna take the training, use that training, because now I also discovered that I have to create an audition, and I have to audition for this cycling company so that I can teach classes at their studio or fitness club. So I'm gonna write all those little things down under each goal that I have that I'm working on. Just finding out the details so you're not shocked about the process of achieving these goals, and you have the time to learn any skills that you need to, or go to school, or whatever it is that you need to achieve these goals. So now that I have all of these little milestones, what is the first thing that I can do? Well, that would probably, if I was going back to the cycling example, the first thing that I could do is book myself a cycling class, because who's to say if I really like it or not? So I'm gonna book myself a cycling class. This is where you're going to build a timeline. The timeline eventually we're going to put into a scheduler, but for now, let's create a timeline of today to the time that I wanna have this goal accomplished. Well, I know that it's something that is completely on me, so I'm gonna give myself about 2 months to accomplish this and have my timeline be to where May 1st is the first time I can get up in front of a class and teach a cycle class as an instructor. So in between this timeline of today and May 1st, let's list out all of the things that I need to do, all of my little milestones. Well, I need to take a cycling class. I probably should build up my endurance, so I'm gonna take about 10 cycling classes in about a 2-week period. Within those 10, I'm gonna find about 3 instructors that I really like so that I can kind of shadow them and figure out each part of their class that I like and implement it in my own. And then I'm going to buy my cycling certificate. I'm gonna take my training, finish the course, and during that time, I'm still taking cycling classes to keep up my endurance as well as finding new bits and pieces to implement into my class. And then I'm going to talk to the group fitness manager or reach out to a cycle studio about the auditioning process and then figure out how I'm going to audition. What do I need? Well, I need a 3-minute audition. So then I'm gonna pick a song, you get the point. There's a whole bunch of little tasks that need to be done in order to accomplish this goal. And that is going to be your timeline, but you want to keep track of those little tasks that need to get done because we're going to put them into a monthly planner and then break them down by week. Putting them into a monthly planner, this essentially would be about 2 months because that's my timeline. So today is March 1st, which it's not for me, but say today is March 1st. I'm going to take March and April and use those to break down and spread out this timeline so that I can keep on track but not be overwhelmed. I'm still going at a good pace to get my goal achieved, but it's not going to be all at once overwhelmed and then having me stressed out and not confident or even liking the goal anymore. Break it down and put little marks in your calendar of when you're going to do each task or when you want to have each task accomplished by, so you can look forward and be like, okay, I need to get the 10 classes down by this date. And then you schedule those classes, you live through those classes, and then you work on the next task. Now, within that, then you want to break it down week by week because you want to really process like what you are learning each day, or if you have the time to spend on working at this goal each day, breaking it down week by week so that it's not overwhelming necessarily, and you have a very clear, detailed view of what you're looking at for your week ahead, so you're not facing any burnout. For the next step in this process, I think it's really important. There's 2 parts to it: discipline and accountability. So the discipline part of it is you're not always going to be motivated to get up and do all of these things to work towards your dream because they're not giving you that instant gratification that you want, right? It's taking the work and the progress to get through and to finally achieve that goal. And that can be tedious, that can be tiring, and you're not always going to have that motivation to do so. So in order to get past this, I like to write down little thoughts of mine, negative or positive, to look back on. And if it's positive, then I'm gonna say, oh, you know what, I can really do this. And if it's negative, it was a negative thought that I thought of at the time, I really don't want to get back to that place. I'm going to keep pushing forward because if I don't, I am going to get back to that place. When you don't want to push forward and you want to just give up, maybe you are feeling discouraged, discipline. Discipline is a habitual tactic. Building in a foundation or a strategy to implementing this goal is going to help you actually achieve it rather than just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and going for it. Accountability. You don't have to do this, but I feel like this really helps. Having an accountability partner, it makes it more fun. You're more excited to share your process and your milestones along with someone, especially if someone's going on a similar journey with you. So maybe take a look at like your best friend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, your brother, whomever in your life that feels as like a supportive factor, and say, you know what, like, why don't we go after our goals together? Why don't we set a goal and like, let's both work after a goal together, and like, let's keep track of our progress and share updates with each other to make it more fun, as well as to really make sure that both of us are getting it done. That is a fun way of doing it. If they don't want to set a goal, that's totally fine. You can just be like, hey, I want to use you as my accountability partner. Like, is that okay with you? I just want to do some like every other day check-ins or weekly check-ins of sharing with you my progress and getting some feedback on the whole thing. Going along with that, tracking your progress and your milestones is super important. So having like an extra little habit tracker or just like progress accomplishment sheet, it's really fun to be able to like look back at that in the future, but it also shows you during the process of how much you've kind of accomplished during the whole thing, and you can kind of narrow it down to be like, okay, I've done 50% so far, I've done 75% so far, and tracking that process, it just is an extra little motivator to get you through all the way to the end, as well as just something to like look back at and be like, damn, look at that, look at all that hard work that I did. I've actually included a tracker in the guide that I created. Again, I'm going to link that in the description below. It's like a printable thing that you can write on. I personally work best that way. So something that's like printable, that's asking me questions, you can write on and fill it in. I live for that kind of stuff. Like, I love questionnaires, that kind of vibe. Touching on the motivation and discipline aspect of this whole process, again, is that you really want to keep checking your mindset throughout the whole thing, because if you start to slip into a negative, pessimistic, or just discouraging mindset, you want to look back at any motivation that you've provided in this journey, or disciplinary actions that really just inspire you. Look back at those to be able to change that mindset into a keep going mindset, and that's going to really help follow through and finish to achieving your goals. So making sure that you are not only motivated most of the time, but also that you are disciplined all the time. And then just a reminder that you are doing this for you. There is literally no one on this planet that is going to be more disappointed in yourself than you if you do not accomplish, and if you just slack or you give up. You don't want to be questioning, well, what if I did it? You can. You really just have to change your mindset and push forward and just fucking do it. So let me be your cheerleader for 1 second. You freaking got this. You can do it. You have the intelligence, you have the skill, and if you don't, you can learn how to do it. You have the power of literally changing the whole trajectory of your life in the palm of your hands. Go get it. Literally, it's around the corner. There's opportunities everywhere. Work towards it day in and day out, because if you're passionate about it, fucking do it. I read this quote about discipline. Discipline is choosing between what you want now versus what you want most. Our goals and our dreams are not always what we want to do in this moment, but having that accomplishment and the opportunities that allows us to access after that accomplishment has been done, mind-blowing. Literally life-changing, mind-blowing, the whole 9 yards, the whole shebang. You fucking got this. Just go do it. And last but not least, celebrate your wins. Celebrate milestones. Give yourself a little treat every time you hit a milestone, because it makes you look forward to the next milestone. And when you hit that big goal and you've achieved it, go out and celebrate. Feel proud of yourself because you fucking did the damn thing. That's awesome. That's so great. Most people do not get to that level, and that is something worthwhile. That is something to celebrate. I hope this video was helpful. If you've learned something from the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've liked the video, please hit that subscribe button for more personal growth and self-development content. If you want to see some more day-to-day stuff, a day in the life, or just more personal growth and self-development content in short form, go ahead and follow me on my social medias. It is I'm Courtney Liu on literally everything: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, all the things. It's at I'm Courtney Liu, and I hope to see you over there. Don't forget about downloading the 12-step guide to strategizing and succeeding your goals. It is linked in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that you believe in yourself, because you're one in a million, baby.